nobody cares if the massage girl is high. This is Austin, Texas. You kind of expect the massage girl to be high. Hey guys, I'm Devin Harrington, the average Gen Xer. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're doing something a little different. We're going to essentially be talking about brain science, which I love and am fascinated by. And we're talking about brain science as it applies to addiction, specifically for those of us who struggle with an addiction to smoking weed. And I don't even know if I can say that this early in a YouTube video, but here we are. So, as I have mentioned multiple times on this channel, like many people, including many, if not most, of my Gen X compatriots, I have had quite a vast array of different addictions over the years. One of them is smoking weed. And my history with weed is a long story, but basically it has kind of come and gone over the past 3 decades or so. I've gone through periods of time where I smoked all day, every day. I've gone through periods of time where I smoked occasionally. But it's always been a love-hate relationship with it. And this is because I love the smoking, I mean, everybody gets into whatever their vice is because they enjoy it. And I really enjoy smoking, unfortunately. But I hate the effects of the smoking on my lungs, on my voice. I hate the awful post-nasal drip that smoking gives me. I'm constantly clearing my throat when I'm smoking, and I live in Central Texas, which is the allergy capital of the world, so I don't need anything else giving me a post-nasal drip. My throat gets all irritated from smoking. I hate that it kind of ruins my singing voice, or just makes it so much harder to sing, to speak clearly. It just is a drag. Another thing I love about it is that I love the insulated feeling that smoking weed gives you, where I kind of feel like blanketed and just cozy. And it's like any addiction, it is insulation from reality, from the outside world. And I love that part, but I hate that it totally sucks my motivation. For most of us, smoking weed really saps your motivation. I mean, it's so easy to just for me to get into the habit of just staring at the television and smoking. I mean, I really love the checking out that I can do with smoking. But I realize I'm not helping anybody. I'm not helping myself. It's not contributing to my life in any positive way. Another reason for the love-hate relationship is I love the way it makes me feel relaxed and kind of frisky and all of that. But I hate the way it makes me eat the fucking house. I mean, I have smoked really good weed that, gives you less of the munchies, but for the most part, my brain just totally gets the munchies when I'm smoking weed. And I hate that part more than anything. If only weed killed the appetite. But unfortunately, it makes me crave junk food and sugar. And that is pretty much the top reason why I just cannot deal with it anymore. So these days, you don't even have to smoke weed in the United States to be addicted to THC. We have in the US here federally legal Delta 8 and THCA, which is another variation of the hemp plant, which has science, yay science. They have found a way to get hemp to have a higher THC content, and THCA is pretty close to regular cannabis. When I was a daily smoker, I smoked all day, every day. I was working as a self-employed massage therapist at the time. Nobody cares if the massage girl is high. This is Austin, Texas. You kind of expect the massage girl to be high. Anyway, so that was about 4 years ago that I quit my daily smoking habit, and maybe longer than that. But I did it using a program which I'm going to talk about in just a bit. And I had quit and restarted many, many, many times before that. Obviously, where you live can affect, I mean, if you're in Colorado, where it's all legal, it's a lot easier to get away from. I live in Austin, Texas, which is a very stoner city in general, has always had a reputation of being a hippie town. And, um, even when I moved here 25 years ago, weed was everywhere, even though was highly illegal back then. So these days, it's so easy to just get Delta 8 or THCA. And long story short, the reason I'm making this video is that THCA pre-rolls are now a problem for me. It's a new problem. And I moved into a new house about 6 or 7 months ago, and my roommate and I have gotten into the habit of smoking. Hey, I'm going to the store. You want me to get you a pre-roll? Sure. And then we sit at the dining room table and we discuss life and we smoke. And I mean, that's weed can be a very bonding experience between people. But I really want to stop that shit. It is not helping me in life. It's fucking dumb. It's not adding to my life in a positive way. And despite enjoying the buzz that smoking gives me, I swear, like, I have eaten more junk food in the past couple of months that I've gotten back into the habit of smoking than I have in, like, the past few years. Like, I can just feel the visceral fat growing in my abdomen. And I mean, I'm not going like batshit crazy. I'm talking about a pint of Ben and Jerry's and a bag of Cheetos or something, and that's like my little binge. But I've been noticing this the pre-rolls just give me the munchies so badly. It just takes away the anything good that is coming out of it. With all the legal weed out there, particularly in the US, we have almost half the states in the US. 24 states now have legal weed of some kind. So it's everywhere. It's part of the culture now. And that's fine. I personally don't have a problem with smoking weed. I have a problem with the smoking for me, just because of the negative effects. And I know how easy it is for me to get back into that habit of just sitting on the couch, smoking, watching TV, doing nothing. And it's just a waste of life. So with all the legal weed and the hemp products and all of that that's out there nowadays, I am sure that I am not the only one who has this love-hate relationship with smoking weed. And there's a shit ton of people out there who want to stop smoking and be more present and productive in their lives. And let me be clear that the smoking is the thing that I personally have the problem with. If I have gummies in my house, they just don't call to me like the flower does. I just love to sit and smoke and avoid reality. And we live in the absolute best time in human history to sit around smoking weed and doing fuck all. And so it's a slippery slope for a lot of people. So the point is, I'm going to go back through this program called Quit Weed by Tristan Weatherburn, which I found totally randomly years ago. I was searching on YouTube. I was, desperate to quit and just going around and around in circles with it. And I had been down the 12-step route for decades in various 12-step programs, and I just kept going back to it. It just it wasn't working for me. So I was looking for some kind of more, I guess, more secular alternative, but more like a brain science based thing. And so if you find yourself in this same position where you really want to quit and you don't want to go back to the 12-step program, and you're looking for some kind of alternative to that, then Tristan's content might just be what you're looking for. So, full disclosure, I have been watching Tristan Weatherburn's YouTube content for many, many years. I've been on his email list for many years. For the past year or so, I have been a paid subscriber of his membership group, which is called Evolve already. Um, and this is not a video to like shill his products. I just happen to find them helpful to my life. And so I'm making a video on it in case somebody else could find them helpful. But I just want to be clear that in the middle of me making, planning this video, he started offering an affiliate program. So I am a member of his affiliate program, but I wanted to make this video regardless. It's not a money making thing for me. I am just one woman in America who wants to stop blowing money and time smoking dumb shit that doesn't help me get anything done. And so I'm just sharing the things that have helped me do so in the past and hopefully will help me break this little habit. And so that's why I was drawn to Tristan's content. He identifies as a mindset coach, and his general slogan is that he helps people quit dumb shit and get shit done. And who doesn't need more of that in their life? I saw that and I was like, sign me up. So I also really liked his story, his personal story. He is an Australian and was a weed dealer in his youth and was, pretty big time in it, making pretty good money and in a business deal with a couple of other guys. And part of his story that he tells is that, all this shit went down and one guy went to prison and I think another guy is dead. And Tristan is like the one who turned his life around and is now paying back sort of a karmic debt, you could say, by going from being, as he says, from being the weed dealer to the weed healer. Anyway, so just a quick bit of my smoking pot story. I spent 2 years sober through MA, which is Marijuana Anonymous, twice, two times, two separate times. I went to MA and got sober and was sober for about 2 years each time. And it's blasphemous in the 12-step program to say anything negative about the 12-step program. At least that's how I felt. But I really, really didn't like it. I did not like being sober. And I did not like the, as much as I had success with working the 12-step program around junk food, it just didn't translate for me to marijuana. I don't know. Anyway, and this is no shade to the 12-step program. As I've said before, I speak fluent 12-step. I have, most of my good friends I have met in the rooms, and I can see the value of all the 12-step programs. I mean, it is something that definitely saved many, many, many lives, particularly in the 20th century as it was developing. But brain science has evolved as well, and I see no reason why we should not use brain science and what we have learned about the human brain with regard to addiction to help ourselves. So here are a few things that I really like about the approach that Tristan takes to quitting weed. So one of the things that really stuck out to me with regard to Tristan's approach is the concept of identity and how you identify yourself and your life. If you have ever been to any 12-step meeting anywhere in the world, you will know that every time anyone speaks in a 12-step room, you preface it by saying, "Hi, I'm Devin and I'm an addict," or "Hi, I'm Devin and I'm an alcoholic," or whatever it is, whatever type of meeting you're in. "Hi, I'm Devin, I'm a compulsive overeater." And that, seems innocent enough. It started because, you have to identify a problem before you can tackle it. And so step one is admitted we were powerless over whatever your substance is. And that is basically just to put it all on the table. I have a problem with smoking weed. I'm Devin and I'm an addict, or I'm Devin and I'm a pot smoker. However you want to say it. But you compound that over, however many years you're going to 12-step meetings. And the the point is that we now know with brain science, when you say something over and over again, the very simple explanation is it sort of wears a path, a neural pathway in your brain. And I'm not a brain scientist. I'm not a scientist of any kind. I am just one person who likes to dabble on this in the internet and to try and help myself by understanding the human brain better. But the point is, if you go to 12-step meetings, or just in your general life think, I'm an addict, I'm a stoner, I'm a stoner, I'm a stoner, you're identifying with that. And even just before the pandemic hit was when I was attending my last 12-step meetings. And I noticed that people were starting to say things like, hi, I'm Devin, I'm glad to be here. Or hi, I'm Devin and I'm grateful to be in recovery today. Or something like that, where they were saying it in a positive light rather than just claiming, I'm an addict, I'm a stoner. So to quote some of Tristan's content, he has said, I tried everything and nothing helped me achieve results until I started to look into my own brain and how it functioned as a machine. This is what made the overall difference in my life. He goes on to say, if you could see the millions of sand-sized chunks of brain all joined together, many billions of connections of neurons and many trillions of connections, these numbers are not conceivable by your brain, but still they make your brain one of the most 6 complex forms of life in the known universe. Many think of this like it's no big deal if they think of it at all. But it also creates habits that cause damage. So basically, he's saying, you can do something over and over again without thinking about it, or think a thought over and over again, like, I'm Devin and I'm a stoner, and you don't really think about it. Tristan goes on, this is my favorite topic and what I've been working on for many years. And only now am I starting to feel that I have any sort of control over my brain's desires and my responses to these desires. It takes years to develop, but there is nothing else as rewarding as being in control of your life. Most of our big goals are not achieved because we don't go about our goals in a way that is congruent with how our brain works. And best believe it, your goals only happen by changing your identity. And what he means by this is, quote, you don't want to be rich, you want to become someone who is valuable and good with money. You don't want to quit weed or alcohol. You want to become someone who can manage boredom and anxiety without needing anything outside themselves. So the concept of how you identify yourself may seem like a small thing, but in the Quit Weed program, he says things like, you're not a stoner. You don't have to label yourself as a stoner. You are a person who is smoking pot a lot lately. And I know that seems like such a small thing, but the whole concept of identity he goes into quite a bit in this program, and it just really spoke to me. Another thing that I really like about the Quit Weed program is that there's tons of science in it. It explains all the physical and mental, all the ways that weed affects the body and mind. And actually, the whole name of the program is How to Quit Weed Without Withdrawals or Sleepless Nights. So he really walks you through step by step how to quit as painlessly as possible. And there's always going to be people out there that say weed isn't physically addictive. You obviously haven't been smoking weed in about 20 years, because weed has changed and it is absolutely physically addictive. So the Quit Weed program gives you all kinds of information on what's going on in the body and how to, like I said, quit as painlessly as possible. And there's all kinds of surveys and memory tests and ways of showing you how how much better you feel, how much better you are when you are not smoking. And then the last thing I'll say about the Quit Weed program is that you can be doing the program without even having quit yet. He actually has a contract, and you decide on a quit date, and it could be tomorrow, it could be next week, it could be months and months from now, depending on how ready you feel. So but you are still making progress and still going through the materials and watching the videos, and you don't have to quit just right now. So the way it's described in the literature, there's all these series of videos that you watch. First session, you don't need to quit weed yet. Listen to the session right away. This session will cause you to see your relationship to weed differently, exactly what you need in the beginning. Second session, listen to this session the day you quit weed. It gives you clear advice about what to expect when you quit and how to deal with each situation, from cravings to your social life to withdrawals. You also get a solid plan to deal with each one. Third session is designed to leave you not only completely free of marijuana and addiction, but also hungry for a new life of success, whatever that means to you. This session is about life after marijuana, and it goes above and beyond weed. And then there's a bonus session that in this session, 10 of us get together to discuss quitting weed almost 10 years after we quit. And we go through the benefits of life and how we overcame all the obstacles along the way that stopped most people. And that's just the video sessions. And you may be wondering what all of this costs. When I did the program, it was $67 US to have access to it for life. And I think it's still the same price. So for 67 bucks, that's like maybe a quarter of crap weed. But I really am looking forward to going through this program again. Like I said, I did it once when I initially quit my big daily nonstop smoke-a-thon habit. And now I find myself, as many of us do, dabbling again in, weed is very insidious. I think Tristan calls it the ninja addiction, because it can just creep back into your life and then you have a problem again. And I definitely am at that space where I have a problem. So, all the links are below if you are interested in quitting weed or just want to check out Tristan Weatherburn's content. Just check those links out below. This video was not meant to be like a sales pitch for his website or anything like that. He is just, in my opinion, a really cool human. He's got a great story, and he does a lot of work helping people basically learn about their brain and how to use it to your advantage. And so he has other courses on how to quit drinking, how to quit smoking, but that's, quitting dumb shit is only half of his gig. The other half is how to get shit done. So he has courses on productivity and how to do your schedule every week. And he has a course that I intend on doing soon about how to make digital online products. And he's very big into helping people develop, an online income stream. Anyway, all that being said, I really thank you guys for sticking around. If you want to quit smoking weed right now and would like a buddy in quitting, feel free to hit me up on the gram. My contacts are below. I would love to hear from you guys, or just to hear your story with quitting weed. It's always great to hear from people that used to be smokers and gave it up. Anyway, I really thank you guys for sticking around if you stuck around. If you like the video, please like it, please share, please subscribe, all those good things. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much.